In this video we'll be taking a look at the M1 MacBook Air. In this particular it's a 16GB version of the model and how it works with Final Cut Pro. So first off, when we're going through video clips, it is straightforward when you're pinching and zooming to go in and out in terms of zooming into the duration of the clips. It is works really straightforward and no issues at all with this in this version. So big pros for that. However, when going through this, occasionally on larger 4K projects, you will have issues of drop frames in the video playback. However, in 1080p video, I have seen no issues so far. Like I said, it's only on the larger 4K videos that I've seen issues with drop frames so far. So if you're doing any work in 1080, you'll have no issues. 4K, I think it's going to be depending on more of a case of how much you're going to be working in 4K. In terms of color adjustment, that is straightforward when applying the adjustments. You've got three options, one of them being curves, one of them being just basically line graphs to move it up and down. The other is color wheels as well. So in terms of the color adjustment for video clips, you can see them straight away in real time. Fantastic. You'll run into there'll be, when you've applied it to a video clip, it'll then, the rendering is where the slow process takes. Again, this will depending on how much you are working on in terms of a project. If it's a project that's maybe 10 minutes or so, again, you're not going to run into any issues with that. But yeah, in terms of the actual applying video colors to clips, straightforward, plenty of different options depending on how it's easier for you as an individual. Again, these are not specific in terms of being applied to this MacBook model, but just in terms of Final Cut. But in terms of this model, I found no issues with color adjustments in Final Cut using this MacBook. Last thing I'm going to focus on in this analysis is when exporting a video. Now this is where this MacBook is probably taking the longest in particular, and one of the things to notice in terms of what you won't be able to see on this screen is you can actually feel the heat that's generated when it is exporting video. So it is a big task on this MacBook, so it is a big task. It is generating heat, and all that is doing is basically slowing down the process. So if there were more fans in this, it would basically speed up the process of those rendering times on this model, but there aren't. So that means you're getting slower times of rendering and exporting due to this. So yeah, that's probably the downside to this model, is because there aren't as many fans, you're getting longer exporting times on here. So guys, this is my analysis of Final Cut Pro and using a MacBook M1 16GB. If you have any follow-up questions to this, feel free to put them into the comments section. If you found this useful, it'll mean a lot if you hit that like button. And yeah guys, if you want to stay up to date with more of my videos, don't forget to click that subscribe button. Okay guys, this has been Ignite Oscar.